Hello and good morning, beauties. It has been, oh my gosh, it's been a little over a month since we've last had a little chat. I created like an intro for my channel and then I ghosted. Don't be surprised, y'all. I'm a Gemini and I be having so much going on in my head that it is hard to concentrate sometimes, and procrastination happens, and things that are important to us sometimes get pushed to the back burner. Um, but you know what? I have to admit, and I have to apologize for not doing some videos and sharing because I've had so many things happen lately that I know somebody else is dealing with. And I procrastinated thinking I need to have good lighting and I need to have a good stand to be able to record and I need a good camera and all of these different things popping in my head that, ego is controlling, trying to tell me that it needs to be perfect, and it doesn't need to be perfect. I just need to deliver. So in order for me to do that, you are going to see me just as I am in everyday life. I like to lounge in what I call a big muumuu. It's a really cheap dress that is really flowy and comfortable, but that's me. Sometimes I don't like to comb my hair, so majority of the time my head is wrapped up. I also like to keep it wrapped sometimes because my energy has been so drained that the best way to protect your energy and to block off other people's vibes, cover your head. Protect your crown. Best way to remember that is protect your crown. But within this past month, I've been receiving downloads that have been so powerful and overwhelming for me to really process. And everything that I get is not good. And for me, I've always liked to been the positive person, to uplift, to always just encourage and give love. And guess what? Everything ain't always sunshine and roses. Real shit happens. And real shit has been happening. And Spirit has been warning me about those things before it happens. And when it's something negative, I feel bad to even say it out loud. It's like I don't want to say that or share that because I felt like I was manifesting things and I wasn't manifesting everything that I really wanted. And what I mean by that is we manifest both good and bad. So we have to be careful and very mindful of the things that we say because what we put out in the universe responds. So when I got some very sad news, I didn't want to say it, I didn't want to share it, but I felt it so deeply that I just sat and I cried. I've been so sensitive, I cried. I want to cry now, just feeling those feelings coming up again. But my grandmother is my rock. Always has been. She's been my safe place. She's been my confidant. She, when I didn't believe my prayers would work, I trusted that her prayers were going to be delivered. So, let me back up because being a healer, you're going to go through trauma. You're going to go through something that is meant to break you, but you are going to not only deal with it, but you're going to grow from it. And you end up healing it. And the reason why you go through those things is because you have to deliver that message to someone else to help them. So every healer that I've ever run across has always had some sad story. looked over, neglected, used, abused, you name it. Everyone has a story. Everyone has to walk a path. And during my hard times, that was who I called. So she was the only one that I ever trusted. And she was the only one that I never had to question how much she loved and felt for me. So with that being said, the thought of losing her has always been one of my biggest fears. And so over the years, excuse me, I'm gonna drink my coffee too, because it is coffee and conversation right now, if y'all didn't know. I probably might title this Coffee and Conversation, because that's what it should be. But when I thought about losing her, like, it would eat me alive. And as I started to work on myself, as I started to do some shadow work and heal and actually just deal with the things that I've experienced and release that and let that go, that hold on her started to loosen. Because I watched her age, and as she's aging, she has more restrictions. It's hard to watch the people that we love not be able to do the things that they want to do and live the life that they want to live. So, in a sense, we are watching them die. That's what we're doing. We are watching their physical vessels shut down. But throughout this journey, after losing my mom and going through some hard situations, she made her energy so clear and so apparent that it taught me that once we lose our loved ones, they're not gone. Their physical body is gone, but their energy still lives. And that energy is still attached to those that they love. So they're always with us. We can call them on command. Those family members that we love sometimes even become our spirit guides. And that's what happened for me in a particular situation in my life that I needed help with. I know that it was my mom that was helping me and guiding me through that. So with that, I learned that she's not going to leave me forever. There may be a little transitional period that I may not feel her connection in her spirit close to me, but she's not gone. So in understanding that, I was able to release that fear and be her support while she needed me. So that was the message that Spirit delivered, that my grandmother was dying and that soon she was going to be released. And so I spent so much time with her that I just put these videos off. And I probably should have been sharing with y'all, but I had also bought a house out in the country because I knew that these things were going to happen and I needed my peace. So I figured after spending time with her, I'd ride back each day and come back, and I have the peace that I need. This house is everything that my soul needs and more. So I spent every day with her. She had lung cancer. It was very aggressive. They had her on radiation every single day, Monday through Friday. And then they were wanting to incorporate chemo treatments once a week because she's 88. They couldn't do it very often. They had to give it to her in small doses. I never once said I don't want you to do this because I wanted it to be her choice. Did I want her letting them do radiation on her body and stuff? No. because what I've been watching and learning is when people start those treatments, sometimes they don't make it through the treatments because it's so intense. And it almost makes you feel like, dang, this loved one didn't have all of these issues that they're having now from the side effects of the treatments. Maybe it would have been better off if they would have just lived their life and enjoyed it until it hit the fan. But that is everyone's individual choice. And her choice was, I want to give it a try. So, being that I love her so deeply, I took a FMLA for my job, and that was the first start because I was going to be there. So every day I drove 45-50 minutes from the country back to the city so that I can go to radiation with her. And we had beautiful moments together, but it was very painful to watch her body shut down. It is very painful as an empath to watch someone's struggle, to feel their emotional pain, to feel their thoughts. And oh my God, y'all, she was so considerate about everyone else's feelings and needing rest, because there were times that I would stay until literally the nursing home would be like, you need to go home. If she was in the hospital, I wanted to stay. If she gets into a nursing home, I wanted to stay. Why? Because who wants to leave this earth alone? We come in alone, yes, and we're going to go out alone. But we all need love and support. So, she loved and supported me. So, I loved and I supported her. And it was a beautiful honor. Beautiful honor. So, when she lost her battle to cancer, I could feel her energy leaving this earth. And it was the craziest thing for me because I could not get out of my bed. My head was so heavy, and I can't even put it into words. But I knew that she was leaving, and sure enough, I got that call letting me know that she was gone. And with the attachment that I have to her, everyone was expecting for me to be like overly emotional and just grief stricken. But because I love her so much, I was happy for her. That sounds strange, yes, because who wants anyone to die? But I'll tell you why I was happy for her. My grandmother is the last one of 8. It was 8 of them. She has 7 other siblings. So she has literally taken care of and buried everyone. She doesn't have any close friends left other than her church group. She was actively involved in an Over the Hill gang, so she does have church friends. But you know, those childhood friends that you're really close to, that know you, that have experienced life with you, that you can talk to and reminisce and share those things with, she no longer had. Yes, she has grandchildren, great grandchildren. She still has another daughter here. But everyone that she can deeply connect to has already gone. And she's living a life of restriction. Who wants that? So, as much as I'm going to miss her, because I talk to her every day, several times a day. I will call her in the morning. I call her in the middle of the day. Um, if something happened, like really exciting or upsetting, anything, like she's my first go-to. She's my best friend. So that's who I talk to. So I miss that, but I know that now she gets to have all of that with all of her family and closest friends. So I have to accept that. And I have to be happy for her. So it shocked me too that I handled it the way that I did. I mean, it amazed me. I was just like, this transition was a little too smooth for me. Why was it this smooth for me? And then I got another message. And it's another loved one. Another loved one, sick, heart trouble. But Spirit said this person's not going to make it. And now it's time for you to teach your daughter how to be strong and how to understand energy. So, once again, I sat and I cried and I thought, this can't be happening. I'm 41. He is 42. Too young. You don't expect to lose people at an age like 41 with heart trouble. You do not expect that. So, I sat and I cried, and my boyfriend asked me, what was wrong? And I said, I don't want to say the message that I just received out loud, because I don't want to manifest that. If I can actually manifest something like that, and we don't control that, but like, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it aloud. But I did receive the confirmation call that my daughter's father is preparing to transition. They had already called hospice. Hospice is involved. His body is declining and there's nothing else that they can do. And it's only a matter of time. Wow, right? My daughter's 17. She still needs her dad. Who wants to think of growing up, graduating, and not having their parent? It broke my heart. It broke my heart for my child because she has been cheated when it comes to family. We don't have a large family. We don't have a close family. So that was her place to go when she had no other place to go. So it's sad knowing that that is going to be taken away from her. and knowing that she's going to feel that pain and disconnect. So that's what I've been doing. I've been spending time with my baby. I've been spending time with my family, and preparing her. I will say that she is understanding energy because we live in the same house, and we have family members visit quite often. So she is no stranger to the spirit world. So I'm so thankful and grateful for that, because it is really making this, there's no easy, but it's helping it flow. So we are flowing through this, and she is, like I was with my grandmother, enjoying whatever time she can get with him. So yeah, that is what has been going on and why I have been missing in action for a month. But guess what, y'all? I feeling all stopped up and teary-eyed and emotional for just this. Because, you know, when a storm comes, you can't control that storm. And baby, when I say we got a hurricane going on right now in my life, in our lives, excuse me, y'all, sorry, I'm crying, I'm stopped up. Like, I feel so many different emotions, but it is what it is. I gotta put this out there. Not only are we battling that, or not only is that going on, while my grandmother was preparing to transition, my father went into the hospital with pneumonia. And during that time, he also was diagnosed with lung cancer. Y'all, this cancer, don't get me started on that. I feel like this is it's a government created issue that they don't want to cure, but that's a whole nother video. My dad has stage 3 lung cancer. It is very aggressive. And I didn't mention, but with my grandmother's, it was me and my aunt. Yes, there's other family members that could have stepped in, that should have stepped in. It was me and my aunt. And it's funny because we clash, but when it's somebody you care about, you come together. You come together and you do whatever it takes to love and support the person that you love and make sure that they're comfortable. So I'm really, really proud of the level of maturity that we had in coming together. But I'm the middle child of 3. There's 3 of us, 3 girls. 3 girls, 3 mothers, 3 nurturers. But I'm there. I'm going with him to his treatments. Once again, I am driving 45, 50 minutes from the country to the city to make sure the person that I love feels loved and supported. I'm not going to speak on the behalf of the others. Does it hurt me? Yes, absolutely. But guess what? What did I say at the beginning of this video? Healers go through things that make you stronger. So, this is an adversity moment. I accept the challenge. I rise to the challenge. And I will successfully make it through this obstacle course. It is what it is. I have been divinely guided throughout this process, and I'm just grateful for my awakening because, you know, so many times people want to say that tarot readers and or whatever is witchy, or you know, it's demonic or satanic or whatever Christian terms want to label, you know, connecting with spirit. But that's all it is. It's connecting with spirit. We use tools to get the messages that we can't clearly understand because we're not vibing on the same frequencies, to be able to have a face-to-face conversation like you would your friend or family member. So I use tools to get my messages. Sometimes spirit, it's like a whisper in the ear. It's just like a knowing. You know, it happens in so many different ways that I can't exactly put into words right now. But I'm just rolling with the punches. So if you guys don't mind me taking y'all along with me on this journey, I'm going to take y'all with me on this journey. And I'm going to do some messages for some folks just to help others out. And if you do have any tarot or oracle cards, if that has been something that's been on your mind, I would say explore it, because it really helped me when I wasn't in alignment to receive those downloads clearly. So yeah, pull it out, see what it is, you know, connect. I also when I first started out, I like to use a pendulum to confirm things, to check my safety in the workplace, things of that nature. But use every tool that you can to make it through whatever it is you're going through. But I do want to encourage you to support your loved ones when they're going through those hard times, no matter how painful it is to watch. Because a lot of people run and say, oh, that's too painful, I can't watch that. But guess what? How does it feel for the person that's experiencing it? How does it feel for the person that has to physically feel it? They have to emotionally feel it. They have to physically feel it. And come to terms and accept that this life path, this lifetime is now coming to an end. No one wants to die feeling unloved and not supported. I'm hoping, I'm praying, but we don't always get to choose the outcome. So you always have to be prepared. Love yourself. Keep your cup full so that you can pour out to those that really need you. Your loved ones aren't gone forever. You just can't call them on the phone. You have to call them spirit to spirit. You have to connect on a soul level. And to connect on a soul level, you have to be open to it. You have to be consciously open to it. Why do they say kids and animals are more subtle to seeing supernatural and miraculous things? Because they're open. And that's all you have to do is open yourself to receive. And you are always connected. You are always connected. Call on your loved one and just wait. They are going to show up. I'm telling you what I know. They are going to show up. A lot of times you don't even know they are already with you. They are laying beside you on the bed as you are crying and mourning and missing, grieving for them. They are right there. Picture them there, stroking your head. I'm right here. I love you. I'll never leave you. That's what they are saying to you. And if you really, really look, you will see something. You will smell their fragrance. Their favorite song will come on the radio and you will see them dancing. They will drop pennies and dimes and feathers in front of you. They can't talk to you like they used to talk to you, but they are trying to communicate. And unless you are open to receive it, it just flew right over your head. Don't let grief turn into a long-lasting depression. It is okay to grieve, and no one can tell you how long you have to grieve. I just ask you that instead of sitting and crying, write your loved one a letter. Leave it for them. Leave it out. I promise they're going to read it. I promise you're going to feel their love. I promise you're going to feel their support. I guarantee you there's going to be a sign that they're okay. When my grandmother passed and I came outside, first thing I saw were yellow butterflies. My grandmother's favorite color is yellow. And butterflies was the connection that me and my mom had when she passed. And me and my grandmother talked about that. You know, like I said, my granny's my best friend, so I never had to hide anything. She knew that I was fascinated with crystals and that I had this mass collection. She has them. I gave her some. You know, she shared stories with me about my great-great-grandmother, who was an Indian, that was a very spiritual woman. She believed in rituals. She believed in watching what she put inside her body, watching how she carried herself, watching who she let around her. So we got to have those conversations, and we got to talk about what our signs and stuff was going to be. And she said, look for me and a yellow butterfly. And not only did I see not one, not two, I saw a cluster of yellow butterflies swarming around each other. And as I saw that, I remember feeling this reunited feeling of family, just rejoicing and having a celebration. And it was the most amazing confirmation. And right after that, I see the number 13. A lot of people think 13 is unlucky, but guess what? That's my granny's favorite number. Guess what? Saw it again, saw it again, saw it again. Then I started noticing on license plates, I saw her apartment number that she told me to play on the lottery. Guess what I did hit? I went off of her numbers that she told me to play, and I see them often. But when I saw those numbers on license plate, I also saw initials. I saw my grandmother's initials along with other family members' initials. And that was letting me know who she was rejoicing and reunited with. And I knew that she was happy and safe. And now I know that now she can help me and serve me on a more higher level. So know that your loved ones have not left you. Know that your loved ones are supporting you. Know that your loved ones are turning into your guides to make things happen for you. My grandmother's biggest wish for me was for me to be comfortable, financially free. She was tired of me having challenges to learn and grow from. And she just wanted me to be able to retire at a young age and be comfortable. Am I rich yet? No. Am I being blessed? Yes. Them blessings are coming. I have what I need when I need it. And I get confirmation that guess what? Now I have more support that's rallying for me. So look for your loved ones. Open your eyes. Open your mind. Open and expand your consciousness. Your family members, they don't have to ask for permission to intervene. When they see things happening, they step in. And guess what? That car accident that you should have died in, yeah. Thank your ancestors. Because we have so many angels with us to help us. But guess what? They're waiting for your permission. Because they don't want to intervene without your permission and your acknowledgement. But your family, your ancestors are going to step in and going to ride for you. Know that they're there. Just know that they're there. They have not left you. They are still with you and supporting you. So that is the main part of the message that I just really want to emphasize on. We are all energy. We are all infinite beings. Once we complete this, we're not gone. Might even get on another assignment and come right on back and do something else. Expand your consciousness so that you can feel when they're near you. Because I promise they are. I am going to try my best to get back on here today just to do a general